can we take away from the conversation of Michigan coach and his relationship that he tried to pursue and the relationship that he ended up losing?
Number one, don't be dumb. Let's just say don't be dumb. And I say don't be dumb. And I know people like, well, you don't know what it's like because you're not in that position. There are certain things that I don't have to experience to know the decision that I would make in that situation.
I don't have to.
Yeah, I don't have to. I don't have to experience losing $30 million to know.
Yo, welcome to the cave with Mel, Troy, and Lex. The podcast where men can have a safe space. We on all platforms. You need to tune in, hit the like button, subscribe, and share it with your friends. Welcome to Melody, the podcast where men can have a safe space. Welcome to Melody. Welcome to the cave with Mel, Troy, and Lex.
Hey, what's going on? Welcome to another edition of the Melly D's podcast, where we have honest conversations that every man needs but rarely gets to have. It's your boy Melly Mel, aka Meek Mel, aka your favorite truth teller, aka if you don't want to know,
don't ask me.
It's your boy Hooded Down Troy,
hey,
aka your neighborhood hope dealer. If you need some hope, I got something you can borrow. Make sure you like, subscribe, and follow.
What up, world? It's Dave. Dave has wings. I'm back in here. I'm doing my thing. Keep your mind elevated. Keep your feet on the ground. Subscribe to the pod. We're going to keep polishing that crown.
Hey.
Let's get it.
You
what
see
it do?
it?
What it do?
You see it. You see the drip. You see the merch.
Yeah, we in here.
Yeah, we got the link in the bio. Homegirl and Patreon was like, listen, Troy, I bought the merch for myself and my husband. I was like, oh, okay.
I ain't hear the husband part. I heard the Troy part.
I don't remember that part of the comment. You see what happened? He started and he painted himself in the corner and he tried to clean it up at the end.
No, she said
she
said I didn't just buy this for my husband. I bought this for myself.
What she said was, hey Troy. Hey Troy. I just want to let you know I bought a hoodie for me, smiley face, and I'm a wife also. I watch the pod every day. I'm going to go back and watch the old episodes now.
That's what's up.
She ain't say nothing about her husband.
She said she's a wife, so she mentions
said
her
I'm
husband.
a wife. She said I'm getting a hoodie for me.
Okay.
She ain't say nothing about.
Yeah, you're right. She didn't buy it for her husband, but she did say she's a wife.
Yeah, and I said, Harpo, who is this woman? In this, Troy said,
I have no idea who she is. But I thank you for watching the podcast. Yeah, Shanti G and the Patreon. Good looking out on purchasing the merch. We appreciate you. And if you would like some merch just like this, go to the link in our bio. You can also check us out on our social media platforms. We are on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. Yes. And we are also on Patreon.
Yeah, subscribe to the Patreon, y'all. You know, we've been pushing, we've been promoting it like we've been telling y'all. This is another way for us to just grow better together with y'all, have more honest conversations, create additional opportunities for us to connect, grow community, just dive deeper, dig deeper. And also just create more opportunities for us to have fun as well. Gives us more time to create content and things and just have all around fun. It is free. I know every time y'all hear about subscribing to something, y'all think there's money attached to it. There are options for you to, sow a seed if you believe in what we're doing and you want to, I see how I did that. If you want to sow a seed because you believe in what we're doing, there are options for you to do that, but you can subscribe to the pod for absolutely free. And that will stay that way. I don't think we plan on changing that, but we will have added content and options and other things for people who actually want to buy into that. So, yeah, subscribe to Patreon, man. Link is in the description below. If you're on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, all that, check the link tree for the Patreon.
As a part of that, you know what I'm saying, the folks that are on Patreon, I don't know if it's probably on the first paid tier, which is only $5. It's really not.
It's nothing.
Crazy.
What can you do with $5?
Yeah, it's a $5 tier.
A large fry ain't even $5 no more.
There's a $5 tier. There's a $20 tier, and there may be a larger tier when we get some other things rolling. But for now, even if you wanted to see a behind the scenes of what we did to record everything today, that vlog should be live for you to check.
And we're going to start dropping Patreon only episodes.
Yeah.
Patreon only content and stuff like that. We legit. Like I'm
so,
for real. Just because we feel like we should be doing it.
And the Patreon chat is open. Hop in the Patreon chat. Let us know what's up. Say what's good.
Yeah. And actually, be on the lookout too, because we want y'all to help us with getting some topics. Now we got topics that we want to talk about, but if y'all have some topics that y'all want us to cover, be sure to jump in there so we can add it to the docket.
Hey, two things real quick before we get going, because we do got a pod. First, the 10-day journal is ready. It is available to grab. I just have to figure out how to get it to you all. I say that because what I had in mind originally is not going to work, but it is ready to go, and that is something that we want to make available to you and provide to you. I'm not gonna hold you. The journal is fire. I thought the journal was good when I first started working on it. I was kind of unsure, because sometimes what you think look good to you don't look good to everybody else. But then I shared it with the guys and some other people, and they were like, "Hey, this journal hard. I want to get this journal." So I feel like you will enjoy it. It will be available to you, and we're gonna make that happen soon. That's first. Second, I want to shout out my man Ryan. We got Ryan in the building today.
Hey, what up,
We got
Ryan?
my man Ryan in the building. My boy. He is joining the team. He behind the scenes working content for us and different things like that. So we are growing the team. We're trying to do more, like we said. We're trying to go up in every way possible. So we are looking for some more help in some other areas. So we want to add some editing to the team. We want to add some producers, some support for structuring episodes, coming up with topics, being here in presence with us, or even if it's remote. So if you are interested in editing, if you have a skill and want to edit, if you want to help produce because you believe in the vision of what we're doing, you like, hey, I see some areas where we could talk about some different things or different ways to structure what we're doing to just elevate what we have going on. DM us on Instagram, shoot us a message. I think our email is also on our Instagram profile and our link. If you want to send us an email, it's manlydeespodcast@gmail.com. Let us know. We interested. We'll put this up on Instagram, I think, and TikTok as well, just to let people know we are looking to grow the team.
Graphic design too.
Graphic design as well.
Yeah,
so social media,
yeah, man.
all that. So
you got interest in wanting, you believe in the mission.
if you got a
Tap
skill
in.
and you interested in helping us grow, send us
Tap
a
in.
message because we looking to do that. So shout out to Ryan for being here today, man.
Appreciate
Manly
you,
D's
bro.
in the gym.
For clarity, we're not looking for more people to help us podcast.
No, we're not
be on
looking
the podcast.
for,
We're not
for
looking for more-
co-hosts.
Yeah.
Not for
Because I
co-hosts.
tell you what, everybody getting on me, it'd be a lot of people be like, hey, man, I need to come on there and I need to say some things. No, you do not. You need to journal.
Depend on what they
You
want
need
to
the
say.
10-day
The 10-day
journal.
journal. Write your thoughts down first.
Yeah.
See how they sound to you.
That's what you need. You need the 10-day
And then if
journal.
they still good after that, then, hit me up.
And while we're doing shout outs too, shout out to Ryan with the BTS. I also want to shout out to some of our frequent commenters like on our content, specifically like on our YouTube. The author Burwell, you've been
What up, Arthur?
What
What
up,
up, man?
Arthur?
Yeah, I know
Also Supreme DJ. Appreciate you too,
Appreciate
man.
you.
I see y'all two names just about
Regularly.
on every content that we put out. So I want to give y'all a shout out, man, and shout out to all of our Patreons
And the Cave Gang.
and the Cave Gang.
Cave Gang.
And shout out to all our Patreons as with us on Patreon. We really appreciate you all too. So yeah.
I ain't gonna hold you. I feel like the names that I've seen regularly in the YouTube comments are not the names that I've seen as part of the Cave Gang on Patreon. So I just, hey fellas, going over there. It's free, man.
Yes,
Obviously, y'all be tapping in.
Arthur's
Arthur,
Arthur's
I know,
on it.
Arthur did. Arthur did because I was gonna call him out. I was gonna text him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so we cool.
Arthur's funny because when we was talking at one time a long time ago, we was talking about people who want to holler at us and talk to us. We ain't talked to in a long time, but they want to since they seeing us on the podcast, they want to touch base with us. Arthur was like, "Hey, I ain't that one." Arthur was like, "Hey, I'm y'all's
been
boy.
here.
I've been rocking with y'all for a while, and we do appreciate you, brother Arthur. I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you."
Hey, man.
So, man, we got a lot of stuff to talk about.
yeah, a lot going on right now in the world. We want to start with the world. We want to talk about the world.
Let's talk about the world.
All right. Well, first, prayers up for Lace, man.
Yeah.
Our boy not here
Yes.
today, man. I know. I be joking when Troy be shouting Lace out, and I say I ain't gonna keep shouting Lace out. That's because I be wanting Lace to be here so bad. But my boy got some personal stuff going on right now. So prayers up for him and his family. We look forward to you making it back, man.
Yeah.
We thinking about you. We lifting you up. So we look forward to seeing you. So just keeping up with the world. The world is going crazy. This year has been wild, just a wild time in general. I think we've talked about that as well. But even wilder, recently. So I don't know where y'all want to start. Y'all want to start with Diddy? You want to start with Sherrone? I don't know what y'all want to talk about, but these last few weeks been crazy.
Let's talk about the Sean Combs documentary.
Okay.
Which one?
The
The
Netflix,
Netflix
one.
joint.
Okay.
The one that
50 Cent joint.
Good, because that's the only one that I watched. I ain't watched none of the other ones. I ain't watched the Tubi one. I ain't watched the Hulu. I only watched the Netflix.
The first thing I want to mention, I want to talk about with that is, I never ever want to be on 50 Cent's bad side ever. I never.
That's actually
I don't
Valid
ever
question.
want to
That's
be
actually-
on
yeah,
his
for real,
bad
for real.
side, for real, because the vendetta that he has against, and I don't even know what Puff really did other than ask him, "Hey, bruh, I need to take you shopping." Like, other than that, I don't really know what
I
he
feel like
did.
they shared women or something at some point, haven't they? Or
Oh,
something like
that's
that?
right.
Yeah, don't they got like he got a baby mama or
Baby,
something?
50 Cent's baby mom,
Had a baby with
Diddy did date.
Okay, yeah.
And that was one of the things that they mentioned in the documentary a lot, was that Puff always went after people's women.
Mm-hmm.
Now listen, I don't agree with anything that he did to Cassie. I don't agree with anything he did to the producers he didn't pay. I don't agree with the affiliations that he had with any of the Bloods and the Crips or whatever the case may be. I don't agree with none of that stuff. But I do agree with him taking Albie Shore's woman, because
Yo.
I ain't gonna hold you, bro. In the 90s, that was my girl. She was up there with Topanga, Lisa Turtle, and Kelly Kapowski. Was that girl? I don't even know her name, but from that music video, Biggie Smalls music video, the girl with the blonde hair, and she had the puffs on the side. I was like, at 13 years old, I was like, she is beautiful.
That was back when we had actual vixens.
Yes,
Vixens.
right.
Yeah,
So I ain't gonna hold
baddies.
you. I ain't gonna hold you. I understand why he took Albie Shore's woman. I understand. Now everybody else, now listen, now that's just.
I know some guys feel like, hey, you risking it. You risking it. When you mess with someone else's girl,
Yeah.
you risking it.
No,
I'm not,
100%.
that's 100% a risk. So you better be willing to take the risk. I can't say nothing because I've been known to be Mr. Steal Your Girl in my time. So I don't never say nothing negative about guys who try and take somebody else's girl.
Because I've done it myself.
He said I'm retired.
I've done it. So I don't want nobody to pull my card. I can't say nothing negative about that one. So.
Oh man, but yeah, the documentary, the way that it started off, it framed him outside of the Mr. Steal Your Girl part. I did not realize his affiliation with Heavy D, Jodeci. I did know that he had an affiliation with Mary J. Blige, but I didn't really know what it was. But I'm glad the documentary, talked about that. I didn't realize he was connected to all these different people and EPMD. Now, when I saw Eric Sermon, when I saw him in the documentary, I said, Puff Daddy did something to somebody. Because Eric Sermon don't talk about, don't bash or talk. You rarely see him.
That was one of the things that, my bad.
No.
But that was one of the things that tripped me out, was the amount of people that were like
willing
really
to come
close.
forward.
Yeah, that were really close. I was like, yeah, this is that's what kind of got me. The interviews, like former business partner, former artist, like the number of people that were like really close. I was just like, ooh. Like, cause it's different styles of documentaries that you can make. You got documentaries where they ain't really interviewed nobody.
They just,
it's people stating historical facts and kind of forming a
Right.
narrative and like
Together.
using news clippings and trying to use this and taking interviews from that. But when you got like 10, 15 people that sat down and probably did like 2-3 hour interviews, 4 hour interviews, be chopped up, and I was like, whew, this is a little different right here.
That was
It's a little different.
So it was wild for me. Number one, to the first thing I thought when I was watching it was, where did they get all this footage? That was
Right.
that was my initial the first thing. Like, how did they get all of this back then? How did they get all of it now? Like, who gave this up? Who was recording this
Now
back
you
then
talking
and held
about
on to it?
the to date footage, or
I'm just talking about just like, because all
newer stuff,
like the newer stuff, but then also like the old stuff that they were able to pull into the documentary.
Well,
It's like,
a lot of that
it's
stuff
like,
is,
where did you get this from?
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
a
It's
lot of
like,
that
who was recording that, and so that was like the first thing I thought was like, where did you get all that? And then the second thing I thought was, some of this stuff, I don't know if I believe.
Yeah,
I was like, I don't know if I believe, only because
interesting.
I say I don't know if I believe it, and this is the way I feel about it, because Diddy can't defend himself right now.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's no way for him to defend himself about some of the stuff that's said. And you could because people have done it to us. They've taken a clip of me, cut parts of me out and stuck it on something else, and then said whatever they wanted to say about what they thought I was saying. So it's like, you could take footage, some of the footage, and make it and manipulate it and make it into whatever you want to make it into based on the conversation. Obviously there were things that he did. That's not what I'm saying.
Most definitely.
I'm saying some of this stuff, it sounds so far-fetched in explanation that it was just like, this don't even sound
There's
like real.
There's a saying in filmmaking that like the story is made in the edit.
Yes.
And I think that there's definitely some portions of it where they're pulling on like emotional strings to kind of paint a certain picture. And I think a lot of it, like I saw, there's a guy, hip hop journalist, I think his name is Touré, who did a lot of like interviewing. And he came on his, came on his timeline, was just like, yo, like, he was like, I ain't not necessarily defending anything Diddy did, but I do want to put things into context because he was a hip hop journalist during that time or whatever. And he was talking about how like the way that they placed the interview of Biggie, talking about being paranoid and thinking that he was going to, die and people was after him or whatever. They placed that in the time where it was like around the controversy with LA and that. They put that in that time of the doc, but that's actually one of his very first interviews. And he was literally, the context of that is him talking about selling drugs in the street and like still trying to balance the rap career while still trying to get out of the game or having the ties back to the street and being in the rap game now and still being paranoid based off of what he was doing previously. Yeah. So there's definitely elements of like embellishment. Yeah. You know what I mean? In terms of like to increase it. But yeah, that's still a lot of footage and a lot of people that's close to you.
Yeah. I'm curious to hear some of the things that cause I kind of felt the same way too. I was like, how much stuff is embellished? Yeah. And how much stuff is framed. So I'm curious to hear like some of the things that you thought were like, let me hear the whole story.
Just made some of the stuff just made me raise my eyebrows in a sense of like, some of it was kind of just like, number one, why did you wait till now to say that? And then some of it was also like, this don't even sound real. Like it don't even sound like any person would do that. Not just him. Just like this don't even sound like person.
I would lean.
And that's what they was trying to say, bro. He's a monster. That's what they were trying to say.
Paint that picture. And I would low key agree with that until they raid the room, and it's like
baby oil everywhere. But I say it wasn't even the baby oil stuff because we had already seen that from the court case and stuff like that. So that part, I'm like, that was wild to think about at first too. Like, why you got so much baby oil? That was like last year when they did that. That's what you think. Like, why do he got so much baby oil? But then after you see it, over it's like, why you got like what? But okay, that's how I felt. That's how I felt. Honestly, when we first came out, and they was talking about baby oil. Everyone was like, "What does baby oil got to do with anything?" Right. Until we seen it, and then we like, "All right, now that's a lot of baby oil. All right, cool." But so I had already seen that part. That wasn't the part I was talking about. It was like, I'm trying to think of
the violent stuff. Shorty, is the part that I didn't necessarily. That was tough for me. Is the violence.
Oh Lord, I'm trying to think of her name.
KK.
That was in the.
It was a girl named Capricorn. Is that what you're talking about? It was a girl named Capricorn in that joint. She was his assistant.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
And she was the one that
yes.
She said that she was kidnapped.
Yes.
The Kid Cudi stuff.
Yeah, I forgot her name. So yes.
Yeah.
A lot of what she said when she was saying it, at times I was looking over like at Sharita, like, all right, come on now. I'm like, all right now, come on now. All right now. Like, really? That's so other people, yes, I believe. The dude that they was doing all the menage a trois and stuff with,
yeah.
Some of his stuff, I was like, all right, nigga.
Again.
All right now. Come on, bro.
Bro, come on, bro. Hey, look, and I told you that's the stuff where I was kind of like, that sounds crazy. But then again, this man, when again they got the evidence of the drugs and the
evidence of the drugs, but all the stuff that he was adding on to it. You know what I'm saying? Number one, I was feeling the type of way because in that it was like, yeah, you trying to talk about Diddy, but you also talking about Cassie too.
Yeah.
As you going through this, so you're not just talking about Diddy. You talking about Cassie, and he spent more time talking about all the times that he was smashing Cassie than he did.
It's like he's trying to get his bars off. Like a resume.
That's how I felt. Like you spending more time talking about your interactions with Cassie than you was talking about Diddy, and then all the stuff that you was saying that Diddy was saying to you and that he was doing and that was who was there to corroborate.
And it sounds,
you know what I'm saying, this story.
And it sounds more like he was working with Diddy to do what Diddy's will versus Diddy was forcing him.
Yeah, he was doing this to her, this and that. He was just, I thought that was crazy. I was like, whoa. I'm like, but you ain't say nothing.
And you also did.
You ain't say nothing. You ain't do nothing. And you ain't say nothing to do nothing because you was talking about all the times that you was smashing Cassie. So then that's the type of stuff that made me, he not saying nothing and doing nothing because
he's there to perform.
I don't want him hitting her, but I don't want to stop.
This money?
It wasn't even about the money.
It's power, bro.
About
and it goes back to what we talked about
who
before.
She was.
It's a power struggle.
And I think that's crazy. And I was going to talk about the power struggle aspect of the documentary too. But I didn't
Hold
know
on,
if
what
we
was
don't
crazy?
discuss-
What was crazy? You
No.
said that was crazy.
No, I'm just talking about that particular situation. He was saying it was. Do I think it was never about the money? Like
Yeah.
that was the money was like icing.
Yeah, he said he thinks it was more so about just being able to have access to Smash and Cassie. He don't really think it was about money.
I definitely don't think it was just about the money.
I don't know.
I don't think that. I really don't. If the money would just be icing in that situation,
Yeah,
realistically speaking,
it's the
like
power.
you gonna fly me in to have sex with a superstar who's on TV, a recording artist that's attractive that a lot of people like. That money is icing on the cake.
Yeah, part of that is selfishness too. You know what I'm saying? Like in the sense of, oh, this big mogul is inviting me, flying me in. Like honestly,
Flew me out before fluing me out was the thing.
right, flew me out to go get some to get some
Yeah.
box. That makes you feel. I really feel as though at some point Puff made these people feel important, and he in a sense kind of like love bombed them a little bit, and making them feel important, making them feel as though like he cared about them, he really wanted to be in a relationship with them, and to a point of where his emotions change, and you're like, I don't want to make him feel bad, so let me just do, because I appreciate the fact that how he recognized me, how he flies me out, he does these important things for me. I think a lot of people just were enamored by the power and the feeling that he created, and so they fell into the trap.
I think partial. I think that's part of it. I think especially I'm thinking more so about the guy that was the producer. It's like it's also a career thing. Like once you kind of get into a spot where, again, if I'm thinking about the guy specifically that was that he was talking about, the producer joint, it's like you get to a point where you feel like this is a career maker or breaker.
Mhm.
Sure, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's the other power dynamic that's at play. Is like he's willing to put up, or he seemed like he was willing to put up with more because he felt like if I back out of this project at this point, you know, he might be able to make some calls and blackball me, and I'll never be able to do any work in the industry.
That's
again.
always the thing that I have an issue with.
What?
That's always the thing I have. That's always the thing I have the issue with. What you talking about right now? The conscious decision that people make to preserve themselves and what it is that they want to do in the way that they think is helping them, and then blame and say power struggle. That's not a power struggle. If you're making a conscious decision that I'm going to put up with
this has been the topic up here before.
Yeah, because I think that and that was part of the conversation that I wanted to have, because when they did the whole making the band segment and they were talking about them going to get the cheesecake and how Babs was talking about, I ain't never walked to get cheesecake in my life, but here I am walking to get cheesecake, and it's like, how bad do you want it, yada, yada, yada. I ain't never wanted nothing that bad in my life to where I'm willing to compromise my entire piece of self-respect and what I hold true to myself in order to feel like I'm advancing in some type of way. And if I'm going to make that conscious decision, I can't sit around and say someone has a power struggle over me or something like that. I think that's different.
To your point, though, what tripped me out with her segment specifically is when she took the contract to the lawyer. I thought she was going to say she signed it without going to a lawyer.
Yeah, she said
she took the contract to the lawyer. The lawyer said they're not offering you fame and fortune. They're just offering you fame.
Right. And she signed it
And she
anyway.
still signed that joint.
And that's what I be talking about.
Yeah.
When people talk about power struggle. And like, you're making a conscious decision to say, well, I don't want to. You don't even know if that's true though. Like, could he make the call? Yeah, he could. Could he? Yeah, he could. But look how it ended anyway. You did what you thought in that moment, and you look at how you turned out.
Yeah.
Now you on the documentary. That was my other thing with the documentary. Not that I think that the documentary, first of all, I think that they didn't all the way try to paint Diddy as a bad person, because in the beginning, a couple episodes of the documentary, they tried to paint a picture about his upbringing, like how he has mom.
That's one thing.
Yeah.
To your point, I want you to finish your thought. But to your point, though, even in the story is made in the edit, very thoughtful,
right?
To bring up
that
Yeah,
up. It wasn't just jump straight into like, okay, he's famous. It's like, nah,
this is what helped him get to that.
Exactly.
This is what may have influenced him
part
being that
of
way.
it is what gave it some like, and again, it just speaks to how good people are at like making things,
Right?
because that part of it gives it some legitimacy out the gate, even if it is a straight up like smear thing or like a petty thing or whatever. Doing small things like that makes it feel that much more legitimate.
Like this what happened to him, so this is how he turned out, type of thing.
Yeah.
So it's like that's, and this, don't get it twisted. This was definitely a smear documentary.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
100%.
I even heard. I even heard.
100%.
I heard, and I don't know how true this is, but I heard 50 did the interview that he did on the station that he did, it was the ABC or something like that, where he did the interview. They asked him about it because that's the only like news station that's like shown in jail.
In jail, I did hear that too.
I don't know how true.
I
That
didn't
is.
know that. That would be
he
petty.
knows for sure it'll be shown in
That was
the
a Sherry
jail
Shepherd interview, right?
where he would be at.
I know he met with Sherry. I know he got interviewed.
He did a
by
few
Sherry.
interviews.
Yeah,
I know
but
he
I'm not
got
all the way
interviewed by
up on
Sherry
it.
Shepherd, but I don't know if that was the same thing or not.
Yeah, I have no idea. I'm not all the way up on it. This is like I wouldn't
Streets. The streets is talking type of.
Yeah, I would
okay.
hearsay at the office. I would.
So that was so in that, even showing like his upbringing and stuff like that, like this is what happened to him as a child, which could have made him be how he is, yada yada yada, whatever. So that aspect, but then the other part of it was I didn't have an issue with the documentary, but it made me raise my eyebrows because it is a smear documentary, and you go into it knowing everyone is just here to tell their worst possible story about their interaction with him anyway. So there are going to be some people who put 100 on 10 or who exaggerate or who completely absolve themselves from any responsibility in whatever could have been going on with him at the time concerning him and different things like that. So that was the other thing for me where that's why I feel like some of it was just like, is this even believable? And then he's not here to defend himself. Biggie gone. Some of these people are past. They can't say nothing about the interaction or anything. So we just got to live with whatever these people on this documentary say, as that's law. And as we know, people in the world don't check facts. They, just listen to the story. Yeah. So a lot of people gonna leave from this documentary feeling like everything that was said is true, factual, and this is how how things are. And that was why I just said some of it made me raise my eyebrows. And the one thing that all those people had in common that were on that documentary was that they were wronged by Diddy in some type of way.
100%.
Every single person on that.
What you mean?
Every single person who gave an interview, gave some input or insight that wasn't pre-recorded video footage, had a negative experience with Diddy. Insight. So all of the stuff that they shared was from their negative, their negative experience.
Because even if you to your point though, even if you are, we don't know how much. Again, framing the story, we don't know how much of the positive they might have told in their overall interview as well.
And what was
if somebody's talking about like just their experience in working with him as a whole.
Yeah.
Because there's gonna be good and bad with working with most people. There's gonna be moments where you kind of feel like, this person made me feel like this, like I was on top of the world, or we accomplished this goal of doing this thing. Yeah. Like, old girl, to your point, his assistant or whatever, she was talking about like, at one point like running a brand and like what that meant and all that kind of stuff. So it is always that, but knowing that like if you work with somebody long enough, you're going to have a negative experience with them. And that can, it gives you the opportunity to harp on that in a format like this.
But the thing about it is, though, yes, there are some good parts, but that good part is overshadowed by this humongous bad part. And at the point where, like when Capricorn was talking about, like, he had a gun and was like, get in the car, you going to go get Cassie. Like, at that point, I was like, that overshadows all the other good stuff that you ever done for me.
What did he say? Go get Cassie? Or did he say we're gonna go kill Kid Cudi?
It might have been both. I think he might have been doing both.
I can remember the exact quote that she used
because I remember her saying that she called her and was like, "Where are you? You need to get here. He's not gonna let me go until you actually get here," which is cowardly, by the way. This man got a gun, and you saying, "Listen, you need to come here so I can then leave and be safe." Not knowing that when she comes back, she's going to be with an unsafe man. You feel what I'm saying? I would have been on the phone like, hey, I want to order a pizza. Like, what are you talking about? You want to order a pizza? Yes, I would like to order a pizza. On one side, I would like to have 9 pepperonis. On the other side, I'd like to have 11. Okay. What are you talking about? I would like to have 9/11 on my pizza.
You would have got no help from me, right? Because I would have never caught on to that. I would have like, this nigga's crazy. You want 9 pepperoni?
And you would have been like, Troy, no, this is Melvin. I said, I know this is Pizza Hut. I would like to have 9.
We would have to have pregame about
you gotta have
we would have to have a pre.
I would like to have
if you want people to understand your safe word, you need to fill them in.
We gonna have to have a group discussion about what
you want people to understand your code.
Because I would have never got left from that situation with that.
Come on, man. Y'all got some street smarts. Y'all should know what's up, man.
I probably would have picked that up, but I also, I don't know. That's random. Hopefully, you're never in that situation where you have.
And Cassie didn't give any remarks for the documentary either.
Sure.
Which I'm not surprised.
She probably legally can't she?
I think she could have said something. I don't think she's not allowed to say anything.
Oh, I don't know what.
I'm pretty sure she intentionally did not say
I'm
anything
assuming
for the
that
documentary.
There are legal ramifications,
but there were just so many people
for
speaking on her behalf. Which was that part was crazy to me. Was that they were speaking on her behalf, and then all there were like clips of different interviews where you could insinuate
Yeah.
a certain feeling or different things like that. So obviously it was a smear documentary. It wasn't meant to paint, Diddy in a good light or anything. Not that we need to be doing that. I'm just saying there were just, because you go into it knowing this is a smear documentary, and then everyone who's in it has had a negative experience with him. It's like, yes, you want to watch it because you want to, I don't think entertained is the right word to use. It's like, I'm not trying to be entertained. It's like, some of me, there's some curiosity to want to actually know what may have went on, or even because, like, just being honest, as a millennial, we grew up with Diddy.
Yeah.
I grew up with Diddy. I grew up with Big. I grew up with Pac. So some of it is like, you want to be able to see what was happening behind the scenes in your childhood type of thing. So you watching it, and then you like, that's why I'm saying certain instances I was just like, this don't even sound believable. Like, it don't even sound like something that would
I don't put nothing
happen or
past
something that he
nobody.
would say.
Yeah,
And
I don't put
with
nothing.
that level of access, money, perceived power, actual power. I don't put nothing past nobody in this world, man.
Come, okay, bros. All right. I'm trying to think of a way to say this or bring it up without being insensitive.
To the victims.
A particular person, not the victims. I'm not thinking about the women at all. I classify them as victims 100%. The producer who was afraid of being blackballed or whatever, who was like, sometimes, he would link up with Diddy and them, and he go to bed with a woman in the bed. And he would wake up sometimes
With Diddy in the
and
bed.
Diddy would be in the bed, and he would be sore,
Yeah.
wondering what was going on with him.
Yeah.
That's the same producer who was like, I'm not going to speak up because I don't want to be, or fear of not making
Yeah.
progress. That's what I mean when I talk about the power struggle, something like that. At that point, that would be the furthest thing from my mind.
Yeah.
Like, if that's really how you felt, if that's really what you experienced, and that really happened to you,
You know what happened?
thinking about continuing to work with this person would be the furthest thing from my mind. Like, I don't honestly, I don't even know how I'm not incarcerated. Because if I really woke up like that and I thought that happened to me, the response that I have,
would be.
I would be in prison. There would be nothing that would have happened to me in that instance where I would like.
The interesting thing was too, at that point, it don't even sound like he had been paid. So I feel like
he still hadn't been paid.
even
He still didn't get his money.
yeah, he didn't. But I think that's part of the motivation at this point too. It's like, okay, I done worked on this album, I done had whatever done to me,
And
at the minimum, I can't even get my money. The less I worked on this thing for 2 years, and now I can't even get the little bit of money that you said you was gonna give me or that I was supposed to get. I think that ends up being like, to your point. I mean, it's just about compromise in general. That ends up being the motivating factor.
Yeah.
It sounded like
I do
to him in a
believe
lot of
that.
ways, but
And then I will also go to say that Diddy did a good job of blurring the lines between work and play. And he often framed, from what I can tell, he framed the play as being, hey, it's just a part of the job.
I don't know them clips that he seen in there when he was like, I don't know, you motherfuckers. I'm just like, y'all gonna see me walk on water, all that kind of stuff. Are we?
Now,
This-
it was.
What are we talking about at this point?
Well, I want to get to that too, because he definitely had a God complex. But I do believe he blurred the lines, like with the producer particularly. Like when he gave him the hat, he was like, "Hey, this is part of your job. Not only do you produce, but you are to get girls for us to be. It's a part of the lifestyle." And I think what happened is Diddy painted this picture that this is a part of the whole lifestyle, and if you don't do all the things that I tell you to do, then you will lose everything. And that's the reason why I say it was a power struggle.
I
said it's not a power struggle if you opt in.
If you opt in, it's not a power
Because
struggle.
at that point,
if
when you say this compromises my morals,
right?
If you say this compromises my morals,
And
I'm
you're
out.
doing it anyway, right? I feel the same way about a lot of those people who were in the Diddy camp that I felt about the people that was in R. Kelly's camp, who was saying what they were saying about R. Kelly once the case and all that was coming out, and now you're trying to distance yourself from the type of person that they're being shown as, and you know you was in the camp, and a lot of y'all was around when this was going on, and you knew it was going on, and you didn't say nothing.
Yeah.
And then now you're saying something because he's on trial or he's in a situation, and you want to create distance. That's how I feel about a lot of people that was in the Diddy camp. You was around. You sitting here talking about Diddy's a monster. He didn't pay me, and then sitting there saying like, oh, it was my responsibility to get girls. You was fine with getting girls.
Yeah.
Right.
knowing what was going to happen with the girls, or knowing what was going to go on,
or even realizing that you was being drugged. At
that
some
too,
point.
and knowing like you were fine with it, knowing what could be for them because you was trying to advance yourself.
Yeah.
You was trying to get your beats off, your production. That's how I feel. And then now you sitting on the camera and you want sympathy for what, because you didn't get paid and what happened to you, and you want us to now, granted it's a terrible thing to happen to you, but you want us to be empathetic and sympathetic to what happened to you. But did you feel that way when you was going out there scouting girls at the club?
I don't even know.
Diddy, were you feeling that way when you was?
That's
you know
my
what I'm saying?
point,
Like,
because
come
you
on,
just
bro.
as guilty.
But I'm saying at this
Come
point,
on.
I don't even know if he actually is expecting empathy or sympathy. Probably just saying it because at this point I'm gonna do something because I ain't getting my money.
I ain't getting my
didn't
money.
get nothing out of it.
But you still
if
ain't
he-
got it.
And that's a good point. If he got his money, would
What
you
he
have even
said
said
to
anything?
him. That's what I'm saying.
Most of the people, if it fared better for them, I don't think that they would even been on the documentary to begin with.
Yeah.
Everyone who was on there had a negative
negative.
experience. That's what I'm saying. Not that all that they said were lie. I'm pretty sure there was a bunch of truth in what they were saying. I don't think that everything that they said was true,
Yeah.
because they know it can't be verified and Diddy's in prison and I'm having a documentary and I just want to smear the campaign because now I feel like I was wronged.
Mhm.
Come on, bro. Everything they said ain't true. I know there's a bunch of truth in what they said. Everything them people said in that documentary ain't true though.
Mhm.
It makes it interesting too because you just cloud it with a bunch of stuff that we know to be true as well.
Yeah.
Like the situation with Shine and like all these different things. Like it's like it was interesting just to see how far back some of those negative occurrences are. Because like just hearing about that initial like block party at the gym, like I hadn't even heard.
That's
heard
my
that
first
story
time ever hearing that.
Yeah, I hadn't heard that story before. That one of his first major events that he was a part of ended with like the death of somebody in their community. That's kind of crazy. That's when the documentary started to turn. It was like,
Yeah.
okay, dang, that's
And
wild.
I didn't really know, and I'm still kind of indifferent about that block party. Condolences to the 9, I think it was 9 people who died, who got because of the stampede. It's like part of me is like, I don't know if I could have foresaw something like that happening. You know what I'm saying? Because as a promoter, I understand a little bit about it. I'm not fully immersed in the field. But part of the whole situation is you want to invite as many people as you're gonna as can come, because you want the joint to be packed out, knowing that there's going to be a fall off of number of people who actually want to be able to come.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I think he did his. I can't necessarily blame him completely for that whole situation, but I can see, because he was in control of the event and things of that nature, where if you had to put the blame on somebody, it's the organizer.
Mm-hmm.
People are fine with a bunch of stuff as long as they feel like it's going to benefit them in the
personally.
end.
Mm.
And when it doesn't, then they turn. Then they have something to say. You cool with stuff, or you're willing to overlook some stuff, as long as your agenda is going to be pushed, as long as what you really want is going to happen for you. And that's how I felt about a lot of people that were in that
Is
documentary.
that to kind of pivot? Is that how you feel the situation was with Odu's assistant with the coach at Michigan?
Absolutely. 100%. Because I'm not going to say the only reason. Obviously, he got fired because he was doing something he wasn't supposed to be doing, right? He was fraternizing with staff and stuff. They put that in the bylaws. You're not supposed to do that. So obviously he did something wrong. But the only reason they know that he did something wrong is because she told after she got fired. After something didn't go her way, she turned and told. So then after she told, he was inevitably fired. So
Did it come out why she got fired?
he crashed out. Now,
Well,
I
hold
don't
on,
know- I
but
don't know that
before we
part.
get into that, can anybody explain what happened, just in case somebody may not know what we're talking about?
Yeah.
Go for it,
You want to
man.
go? Or you
I'm not the most well versed.
You the one that brought it up.
I was just trying to pivot to whatever else we had on board.
You the one that brought it up.
Because what's we
Yeah,
had
I
on
mean
top.
it's fresh. It's happened this week. A lot of details is still yet to come out or whatever. But the Michigan head coach Sherrone Moore was fired from his job early this week, but was also arrested for stalking and basically B&E because he broke into the home of his assistant / mistress and threatened to harm her and himself, just based off of the events that had took place. So basically, he had been messing with her on the side or whatever, and for some reason, this was revealed. That's how I know she got fired, because originally all it brought was a story of him getting arrested after being fired because he broke into his assistant's home and threatened to attack her and all this other type of stuff. And it was that was the only headline that they put out. So it was like, that was crazy.
Yeah.
He got fired and now he's arrested. What happened in between? So then it was like, all right, well, this was the chain of events. He got fired after she was fired. He fired her. And then she went and told about their relationship, gave all the evidence or whatever like that. So he was inevitably fired, and it cost him millions, as we saw. That led him to crashing out, where he went to her home, broken, and all that type of stuff, and threatened to harm himself and everything, and then fled on foot and was eventually arrested and taken into custody. And I think just yesterday, if I'm not mistaken, they let him out on $25,000 bail or something like that. But
I'm surprised he got bail.
Yeah, he's not allowed to leave Michigan or anything like that until.
I'm pretty sure the bail was kind of low. It's because no one was. I don't know if anyone was technically harmed.
Mm-hmm.
No, he just threatened to harm. No one was harmed. Yeah,
if someone was actually like murdered or something like that, then that bond would definitely been a whole lot higher than that.
I be thinking about things through a different lens. I be thinking they was gonna throw the book at him. Maybe he got a little bit more goodwill because in Michigan, because he used to be at U of M. But I think if that was
Michigan even good? Because if they were good, that's probably part of the reason why.
They're not as good as they used to be. Yeah. I think they were like 9-3 this year or something like that. I don't think they were terrible. I don't think they're terrible, but they definitely not hardball Michigan.
Yeah,
they're not hardball Michigan by any means.
But I just think, black coach, white woman. I thought they would have thrown the book at him. Had him locked up
right now they conviction trial whatever may throw the book at him, but for right now, just legitimately based on the law.
Ain't really too much they could
really. So he got his
crazy.
Got the ankle monitor.
Okay.
Can't leave Michigan. No contact. He not allowed to contact her and different things like that. Obviously. But I don't know what else was part of that stipulation. I've only seen like short clips on the news of his arraignment and stuff like that. So
and to be honest, the biggest punishment is that he has to be around his family now that he just ruined.
I'm sure his wife is not at the house.
That's what I was about to say. They ain't around nobody.
That
man is by himself.
Right. So he has
which
nobody.
Is even worse.
That's what I'm saying. It's even worse.
Is it worse?
I think so. I
don't know. And I would never to put myself in this snenario. To put myself in the mindset of something. It's like, bro, like, would you want to be even in the same house of people that are going to be ignoring you and all the, not microaggressions, but because that's not the right word, but being passive aggressive or avoiding you anyway, and you probably gonna like you're gonna be alone with people floating around you. Either way, so you get to be alone in this apartment
or be alone with someone. This is one of them times where I feel like if I am alone or if there's anyone around me, it needs to be my boys. And the reason why I say it needs to be my boys is because we done all been in situations, and his boys probably knew that he was messing with her.
Oh, of course,
you know what I'm saying. And they probably told him a long time, like, "Hey, come on, bro, don't do that." You know what I'm saying? Like you up, like you ain't got no reason. Don't mess with her or whatever. I'm sure there's been them type of conversations, and so this when I say my boys, because after we've had that conversation, and I still do what I want to do anyway, and it end up turning out how you told me it was going to turn out. You still gonna sit there with me to be there to be like, hey man, I told you.
Just gonna order some wings.
I told you, or like, hey, we knew, pick yourself up.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
You got to deal with the consequences now.
You know what I'm saying?
Was a possibility. Now you got to deal with the consequences.
And I also think of that from the same concept of like the last Best Man movie they made.
Oh, the Best Man Holiday?
No, After Holiday.
What's it?
There's one after that?
Yeah, the more current one that they made after Mia passed away.
They was in the islands?
Holiday.
Was that
when
the
they
islands?
went to the islands and stuff? But
it was like was it a series?
This was the one where
I can't remember.
Where Harper and his wife get they split, they get divorced, whatever. But all of his friends was trying to coach him through the divorce situation. Like all his boys was telling him what to do and stuff like that, but he wasn't handling it the right way, and they ended up splitting anyway. So then he was just at the house by himself. And then at the end, all the guys just start walking in one by one, and they just prop up the card table. And that's what I think is like. This same moment is like, if I'm gonna be in a situation, my boys got to be around, for it. If anybody gonna be around, it's got to be my boys to be able to be like, just set the card table up, put up the cards, cause where this is headed. Cause at this point, you just gotta live. You gotta live.
With the consequences.
You gotta live with it. You gotta sit in it. You gotta deal with the consequences. So I like we talked about before, there are just certain things that I believe that I'm not going to be dumb enough to do. I know people love to say it could be you. It could be you. There are certain things that I know for a fact will never be me.
I think that's what it means.
I think part of that is never going to be me.
Part of that is what it means to be a man, is to have that standard and to be able to say like, I'm drawing a hard. These are the things I'm drawing a
Certain
hard
things I'm
line
just
in
drawing
the
a hard.
sand.
Certain things I might be liberal with.
Right.
Yeah.
Other things I'm extra conservative with. Like absolutely not. Ain't no way in hell possible
Yeah.
that's gonna be me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ain't no amount of money, fame, fortune,
Yeah.
pleasure that could make me do certain things.
And stuff like this just reminds me to go home.
Go
I'm
home.
I'm being for real.
Go home.
Go home because
Go
you know,
home.
and I know Troy. He just doing that because he, advocate for marriage. But I'm saying in general, like being 100%. Because if you married any length of time,
No.
I'm
an advocate for myself too.
yeah, but really you just like, go home. But that reminds me to go home because you be married any length of time, you gonna go through some patches. Sometimes we start questioning like, do I want to stick this out? This ain't really working how I thought it was gonna work. This ain't looking how I thought it was gonna look. I don't really know if I know this person like that, anymore. I'm not really being fulfilled the way I want. So then I start peeking outside and thinking that the world might be better than what I got going on at home. And it's situations like this where you like go home.
So in those situations, okay, if you feel as though you don't know, I don't know, pursue what you don't know. If you don't know if you want to be here, then don't be there. Actually go through the process of not actually being there. Don't actually try to see what you can muster up as far as like having both at the same time. No, you can't have your cake and eat it too. If you don't think that this person is going to work out for you, pursue it not being that y'all are together. Then go do your escapades. Don't necessarily try to have both at the same time because that's where you get.
That's
in
not
trouble.
how it works. Because for so many other
unrealistic.
people, and I can tell you why it don't work. I can tell you why people don't do that. Because whether we want to agree with it or not, for a lot of other people, it's safer for me to cheat first than to make a long lasting decision on breaking up my marriage.
You sound like a Paul Pierce right now.
I'm telling you,
my man Paul Pierce was like, you
Bruh.
know, if she really loves you is when you cheat on her.
No, I'm not saying
That's
it
not-
like
yeah,
that. I'm nowhere near. I'm nowhere near saying. I want to go on record and say I'm nowhere near saying nothing like that. I'm not saying that at all. Not even close to saying what Troy just said. What I'm saying is for a lot of people, it's safer to cheat first or test the water first than to make a permanent decision on ending my relationship. Because
I don't see how that is.
And I'm about to tell you.
I don't see why that is.
Because you wholesome and have a form of a level of integrity about how you should go about things. That's why you don't see how that is. Everybody doesn't have that same level of integrity that you have about life, let alone a relationship.
But what waters are you trying to test? Are you trying to test to see if you still got it or something like that?
And that's what I was going to explain to you. You ready?
I'm listening.
Oh, okay.
I'm podding. Okay.
I'm
interjecting.
I'm just trying to see.
I'm interjecting to make.
Okay,
you know what I'm saying?
All right, bet. Say less. All right. So what I mean, I didn't know because Troy legit is an advocate for marriage. Like go home, be married,
Go
don't
home,
shack
be-
up. Yada, yada.
yes.
So I can't never tell. So that's why I asked you for real.
Yes.
Okay. Well, the reason why I say test the waters is for some people it's safer versus making a long-term decision is because like, yeah, while this relationship may not be going the way that I want to go, the way I hoped it would go right now, I already have familiarity with this person. I may love this person. Although I may not be happy right now, I do love this person and the relationship is not what I want it to be. So let me see if I have better outside. If there's something better for me outside, if there's a better way for me somewhere else. If I test that out or I go out there first and I see like, all right, ain't nothing really out there. Then I come back and I turn back around and I go home. That's some people think. That's legit.
Yeah,
some people think.
Yeah.
I go out there, I try it out, I test the water, I see, is this good? How is it outside? Let me go outside and look. Can I deal with outside? Like yada. I go outside. Outside might be treating me good. I'll be like, all right, I'm gonna stay outside for a little while.
But then you don't let go.
I'm gonna stay outside, have me a good little time. Some people go outside, be like, outside hates me. Outside ain't treating me good at all, but I got somebody at home. Let me turn back around and go home. All right, maybe I do got some stuff I need to work on. Mm-hmm. Maybe there is some things about me that I need to change. Maybe my relationship isn't as bad as I thought because I was outside and I saw what's really out there. That's how some people think. Versus if I just end the relationship now, using integrity like you, and then I go out there and find out the world hates me after I done gave up my relationship.
Well, that part, yeah, that's what I was about to say. I think that's the interesting thing about the points that y'all are making is that like
it's risky either way.
Yeah, it is risky either way. But to the interesting thing about the differences in perspective is the fact of what Troy is talking about will get you to your answer a lot faster. If you had that conversation and you like, I don't think we need to do this no more. I want to separate. I want to do this. I want to do that. You know what I'm saying? Blah, blah, whatever our situation is going on. I'm a full-blown reset or set up a whole different situation. That will very quickly let you know how deep it is that you are feeling about whatever it is that you're feeling.
I don't disagree with you at all.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. And if you don't know, well, then either we fight or flight. Fight or flight. Don't just wafer. We choose when we want to fight or flight. We choose when we want to fight or flight. Make the decision. Do I want to fight for this or do I want to just part ways? Because regardless, like you said, it gets you your answer sooner, and you can start pursuing whatever direction you want to go. Now, here's the thing. I am not advocating for people to just divorce, because a lot of people are just giving up because, hey, you cooked my eggs wrong, I'm letting you go. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's way deeper than that.
We also talking about two different contexts though, because we have been talking about marriage, but then there's also like the dating portion of it. Right. I just want to throw that out there too as another thing. On both sides, the cheating thing, but I'm just talking about like there's
in the context of the world right now, where a lot of people see dating and marriage. In our generation, they're basically the same.
Yeah.
In their eyes. They don't treat them separately.
That part of it.
And then that's why a lot of them are just like, I don't need to get married.
Yeah.
Why do I need to get married? It's just a piece of paper. To them, it's just a piece of paper.
Yeah.
Like, I don't need the piece of paper. I'm doing the marriage thing right now. I'm doing the same thing that you're doing. We in a relationship. So that's what I'm saying. They see them as synonymous. One and the same. Yeah. And they do know. And it's not that they don't know. They do know. I know that this relationship is not going the way that I want it to go, but I don't necessarily want to throw away the whole person. Is basically what happens. And I have maybe 2 or 3 things that you don't do that I wish that you would do. Everything else that you do is fine, but I'm missing these 2 things. If I can get these 2 things from somewhere else,
yes.
Some people are willing to take the 2 things from somewhere else,
and then complex.
Whatever. Some people are like that, but then some people get so caught up in what they feel like they're missing,
yes,
that they put so much stock in that. That's what pushes them to go, you know what I'm saying, outside. Instead of turning inwardly. But in order to do that, you'd have to have the mind frame going into the situation, relationship or marriage. I'm willing to fight for this already. When most people today already have the mindset that if this don't go my way, I can leave. Or I'm going to leave.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
And then that's why they don't want to get married. Because they want to be able to have the flexibility to get up and walk away when they want to.
Yep.
So if you already have that mind that I could find something better or I could do something better, or if this don't go how I think it should go, I'm going to leave anyway. Some of the stuff that you have that makes you have integrity about your decision making, they don't have.
Yeah.
To pull on.
First of all, I want to honor that, and I respect that. Thank you. I appreciate that.
That we have integrity.
Oh, let me throw myself.
We have integrity.
The one thing though is that I hear everything, and I'm 100% certain that is the mentality. I just want to point out that in the midst of saying that is a selfish type of mentality.
It is.
It's very, very selfish.
That's the culture in general right now, though.
And what's going to make me happy in this moment? Not realizing that what can make you happy right now can make you miserable in the long run
later.
And if you realize that you can mess up something that you got at the house, at the crib, I've come to the point is like, but let me make my house better before I try to make myself feel good. You know what I'm saying? Like, let me look inwardly. Before I first of all, I've never thought about this. Let me just put that on out there.
Clean it up.
Clean it up real quick.
Clean it up.
It's never been let me go play on the other side of the fence, because you told me, and it was a very prolific statement of the grass isn't always greener on the grass is greener on the other side, but you can also make your grass green.
Facts.
If you put in the work. And I was like, absolutely. Let me put in the work instead of being in this mentality that my life is miserable. I need to make myself happy, because we got to understand that happiness is an emotion, and emotions are fleeting. They're not always going to be. There were some times this past week we did an exercise at work. They were like, "Hey, rate this year 1 to 5," and I was like, if I look back at the whole year 1 to 5, 5 being good, 1 being the worst, this year is a 4, but if you caught me at certain moments during this year, some days would have been 1s.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so I'm saying that to say this. It's like, if I can look at my relationship in whole and see that there has been some good, then that's the reason to stay and stick with it. Instead of looking at that one day where your relationship is a 1 and you want to look out into the world and say, hey, let me see if the grass is greener.
I think that's I think that mentality works when you have the overarching thought process or goal of the relationship being the thing. But to the point of addressing, I don't know why I was trying to say addressing. To the point of addressing the individualism and the thought around selfishness and culture in general is the reason why like all these like situationships and dating situations happen in general. Most people don't even have the mentality that they want to maintain a relationship.
Yeah.
They're getting in a relationship because they think that this is what makes me feel good at this point.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I like going to get chicken wings with this person.
Yeah.
I like going to the movies with the person.
Or how does
this
this
person
gonna
make us
serve me?
laugh. This
Yes,
person
how's
makes
it
me
gonna serve me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then once you get to a point where it doesn't serve you or you can't get your mind around like having to continue to consider this person, like that's when some of these other like, oh, let me see what's going on over here. Let me see what's going on. Because a lot of times people are just chasing that top line of, I don't want to call it some people might describe it as a honeymoon period or whatever it is, but people want to live in that space. And all good relationships, not just romantic ones, are a range of good and bad things that happen.
Absolutely.
And it's the aggregate of those things that, to your point, creates the baseline of like, is this mostly good or is this mostly bad?
Mm-hmm.
And now I can make an informed decision.
Yes.
But I don't think that, again, most people, when it comes to specifically romantic relationships and dating, when you talk about what people are looking for, I don't think people are really looking for
They're not.
sound relationships.
They're not.
Because and it kind of gets me back to the thing of like, I always say that like, love isn't necessarily an emotion or a feeling; it's a decision.
It's a decision.
You wake up every
Every day.
single
Absolutely.
day,
Yes.
and you choose to serve that person,
Yes.
no matter how you're feeling. That's what love really is about.
Yes.
That's what relationships
choice.
really are about. It's a choice. Love is a choice. It's not, and you can do that with anybody, whether you're attracted to them, how they look, what they smell like, all that stuff is different. That comes into the equation and all the different things, how they live, how they fold, they clothes, all that stuff is different. But at the end of the day, the love is in showing up for that person every single day.
Mm-hmm.
And most people haven't wrapped their mind around that concept. And that's why they're experiencing what they're experiencing. Because if you know what that is, you can immediately spot that in somebody else when you're having those top line
Facts.
and early interactions. You immediately know, like, just via conversation, even a conversation that you might have. If you've been with somebody like dating, courting, whatever, I guess courting and dating are different, but you've been around and with somebody for 3-4 months. You can spend 90 days consistently with this person. Y'all going out, y'all eating, y'all doing this, y'all friend groups are starting to overlap, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
You can tell by the depth and the level of conversation and the intentionality in those conversations what the level of that relationship is in most cases.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, most people know what they want out of a situation when they're being in that situation. Very few people have that conversation up front. And I think that would save people a lot of
Hurt, trauma, pain.
all the things.
That's
at that
what
point,
I
you
be
can
saying,
immediately
bro.
opt out.
Yeah.
Like, okay, we getting past the threshold of me being able, this is no longer fun. Cool, we said we was going to get into that's fun. This is no longer fun for me. I don't want to have fun
I'm
no
out.
more.
Dip.
I'm good.
Be out.
So, a takeaway. What can we take away from the conversation of Michigan coach and his relationship that he tried to pursue and the relationship that he ended up losing?
Number one, don't be dumb. Let's just say don't be dumb. And I say don't be dumb. And I know people like, well, you don't know what it's like because you're not in that position. There are certain things that I don't have to experience to know the decision that I would make
I don't have
in
to
that
experience
situation.
that.
I don't have
$30
to.
million
I don't
is a
have
bad
to.
idea.
I don't have to experience losing $30 million to know
I shouldn't lose
that
$30 million.
I should not lose $30 million. And I don't even want to put this out in the atmosphere. But if I was going to do what he did, I would not have chose a staff member to do it with.
Right.
If that was the one stipulation to me keeping my $30 million. That's the one thing that I'm not doing,
bro.
Like, that's just the one thing, because there's other people who would have been willing to do what that person was doing,
Have
bro.
services for that.
Yes,
When you have
like,
that
it
kind
doesn't
of
make
money.
sense.
There's literally a harem of women, of people. I don't want to say just women. A harem of people who like, yeah, I'm going to be the side person, and I will be quiet.
And they're going to be quiet, and they ain't going to say nothing.
But don't do that.
I'm just saying, no.
Do not do that. In my own camera, don't do that.
We're not telling you to do that.
I'm just saying.
I agree with you, and that's what I'm saying. Is just don't be dumb.
Yes.
Like that's the first takeaway. Don't be dumb. Don't trick yourself out of everything that you worked for for buns. I'm just gonna say buns because ultimately it could be anything.
Yeah.
But don't be dumb enough to trick yourself out of something that you worked very hard to accomplish. That's gonna take care of you because now, like we talked about before, you didn't just lose your future. You lost your kids' future in the process because you were about to be up 30 million. What would that have done for just forget the conversation about what you done to your wife? Your kids.
Yeah.
That 30 million would have changed their entire life. Like their opportunities, the options that they had. You've taken that away for, I'm not gonna talk about the young lady. I don't know her personally, but I'm just like, come on, bro. Like if you're gonna do it, at least put us in a situation where we can at least be like, I see why you might have done that.
Yeah, if it's like it's not
I see why. Like
I was
put
gonna
us in a situation.
I was gonna say
like put us in a spot where we could be like, hey, I understand.
Hey,
I was kind of
like I understand.
I was thinking that, but
where we at right now, we all sitting here like, are you crazy?
Hey, what happened to the dude at Boston? He was dating Nia Long, and he was knocking off the.
The same thing. It was like, bro, come on. Like, come on.
I was thinking about it in a different context. I was thinking about it from more of like a business context. I wasn't thinking about it from quality of like.
I knew exactly.
I was thinking about it also like, if you're gonna lose 30 million because you was trying to make 100.
Like if you're gonna do something, like you're
that's not what he was saying.
I know. I'm on board now. But I was thinking about it completely.
Sometimes when you do something dumb, the checkpoint for that needs to be. Is someone else gonna potentially understand why I was dumb?
Right.
Can someone else be like, man, I see why you might have been a little. I see why you might have been a little stupid right there, brother. I see what happened right there. I feel you, brother. But come on now, y'all know what we talking about. I'm not trying to say it, but now that's why we sit here talking about it. Like, are you crazy? Are you crazy? $30 million. Oh. Come on now.
All right, I want to
go home.
Go home.
The other reason why I say that is because discipline will save your life, and that's something that I've had to learn.
Come on, preach it.
That is something that I've had to personally learn. Discipline will save your life. I've had to personally learn it, and that's the only reason I'm saying it. Because at one point I was an undisciplined individual. I was uncontrollable. I didn't think things through, and it always put me in a situation where I was at the worst time of my life.
Yes,
discipline. I have had to learn how to be disciplined over time to be able to have success and be able to do a lot of things that you always throw in my face every time I say I'm struggling with something. Discipline has put me in a position where I can preserve my life. I can preserve my relationships. I can preserve my marriage by being disciplined and staying focused on what it is I need. Discipline will save your life. So in that instance, being undisciplined is what has him in the situation that he's in. And it's not just him. It's a lot of other men of stature. A lot of us don't even got 30 million and we being undisciplined. We don't even have an opportunity to make 30 million and we making these decisions. When you got $30 million, when you have the opportunity to acquire 30 million, when you have an opportunity to change your family's life, you got to carry that differently. You got to move differently. You got to make different decisions than the one that you're making right now. So that's part of the reason why I say the other takeaway is discipline, go home. But I also say go home because let's just be honest. Y'all don't understand this yet. I can tell you from experience, you ain't going to do nothing but reset the clock. You're not going to do nothing but reset the clock on yourself. Everything that you're going through with this person, you probably going to go through with the next person in a different way. 100%. Everybody is going to go through something, and the little things that we going through is probably a tweak different than the last thing that we went through. One or two things may be different about this person than the last person. You're going to reset your clock. You're going to get with this person. Part of your problem is you feel like you're not getting no coochie at the house. That's what it is. You're not getting treated the way you want to get treated.
Sometimes you respect. Yeah.
Sometimes you're not getting treated the way you want to get treated. Something slow down. So you feel like, let me go out here, try to get me a little something, do whatever. And you think that's lasting. That's lasting because you new to her.
Right.
Because it's new. A good time. Yes, it's new.
When she get to know you and things slow down, she gonna stop giving it to you the same way you was not getting it at the house. You're gonna reset your clock. You want to not get it right now and keep your family, or you want to start over, lose everything you had. You ain't gonna do nothing but reset your clock. Because you're not gonna get it now. You're not gonna get it later. And the way this is gonna look, and maybe one or two things gonna be different. So it's better to just go home. Go home, lower your pride. Say I got some stuff I need to work on. She may got some stuff she need to work on. Y'all figure out how to talk about it, fix it, get yourself together, and keep your marriage. I'm trying to tell y'all. Y'all think I'm joking?
No,
I'm being. No,
I'm
you gonna reset? You ain't gonna do nothing to reset.
I'm enjoying the ring.
Melvin, I am. First of all, that is prolific. That is like when I was hearing you talk just now, I was like, this is like Song of Solomon type of Ecclesiastes type of wisdom that you were speaking right now. No, I'm being dead serious. I'm being dead serious.
Bruh.
100% right, because it is going to be the same. And if I can touch on that intimacy part that you know that may have pushed men in a different direction.
Right.
If you pursue intimacy when intimacy is down in your marriage from a different perspective, it will enhance the intimacy that can happen inside of your marriage.
No, 100%.
And Dave, I know you could probably talk about it, but I know I can speak from instances of speaking with other men, books I've read, even instances with myself. When intimacy is down, if you pursue your wife in the sense of just being open and honest in conversation, you know what I'm saying? Like, hey, listen, intimacy is down. We need to talk about this, because this is a way in which my battery is charged and things of that nature. And I love to be connected with you. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean after that one conversation is going to immediately change. Right. But when you start opening up the conversation, that gets into the depth of the things that our wives really have like wanting from their husbands. I'm not sure about y'all, but my wife on a couple occasions has mentioned to myself, hey, Troy, we don't have deep conversation. And I'm sitting up there, I'm like, we talk all the time. I was just telling you about, the Lakers and LeBron last night. You know what I'm saying? She was like, no, that's not the conversation that I'm looking for. I was like, what are you talking about? Just like in depth, like what's going on with you and things of that nature. And those are like the type of icebreakers that we can have in order to open up this new level of intimacy that we can have in our marriage. If husbands and wives will be willing to pursue that there, versus saying, I ain't getting none, let me go get it somewhere else.
Right. Yeah, no, for sure. I think that there's if you're talking about, again, also too, is we don't talk about the levels or the types of intimacy enough, because I think a lot of time when people say intimacy, the people immediately assume sex, and that's not. There are levels to there is non-physical intimacy that often fuels physical intimacy. So chances are, to the point that you're making, if your physical intimacy is taking a deep or taking a dive or taking a dip for some reason, you might need to serve or look into some other forms of intimacy to figure out what, because it's for some folks it could be conversation, for some folks it could be creating more quality time, for some folks it could be not having received the level of gifts, if we're just talking like through like love languages and things like that. But some of it is like, if there is a dip in physical intimacy, specifically from your significant other, talking about women mainly, like chances are that they're being underserved in another area, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, that is causing them to physically not necessarily not be attracted to you, but for there to not be that depth to make them want to get into a physical situation with you that would. Because for us, it's like,
it's hard to accept. It's hard to accept though.
Yeah. No, for sure it is.
Just,
some people don't even realize that as a concept.
Yeah, it's just hard to accept.
Some guys don't even realize that, like, that how intimacy feels to me physically
is not the same.
Is not the same as how my partner or my wife or my girlfriend experiences or understands intimacy. There's all these different kind of layers and levels to that allow for you to get to that physical portion that, like, for a lot of time and a long time, guys are genuinely kind of oblivious to.
Yeah, they don't understand it. Yeah. Because in the beginning, you didn't have to do all of that.
Yeah.
So
I didn't even think about that.
In the beginning of the relationship, you didn't have to do all that. I wasn't working with a Rubik's Cube to hit the goal. I was, we were hitting the goal a lot sooner. So then over time, it just feels like something is changing about the person and not just because of the newness of everything, all of that wasn't a requirement. But then over time, it begins to become one. And we don't necessarily understand that right away. And because of what we're dealing with, you feel like I said, like something's wrong with her in the essence, instead of just trying to figure. Basically, what they're trying to say is, stop coming into the room crotch first. That's basically what y'all trying to say. Stop leading with your crotch first. Figure out what's going on in a relationship. There may be some other stuff going on to add to it. And that's what I'm saying, that can just be a hard concept to understand, because for most of us, for most men, intimacy is that physical touch that we're talking about. So a lot of times it's like we're already there, because the same thing that gets me charged up is not the same thing that gets my wife charged up. So a lot of times I'm already there and I'm trying to help her catch up to the place that I'm at. Like, I'm here already. I'm trying to help you catch up to where I am. And the frustration comes when you feel like they're not arriving faster or fast enough for where you are in that moment. So then you're like, oh, well, she don't want to be bothering me and stuff like that. Because I be seeing it like,
take it personal.
Yeah, and then the other part of it is like, have realistic expectations, bro. Like if intimacy is slow or y'all haven't been doing stuff, folding the basket of clothes is not going. So like,
hey,
no,
look,
some dudes,
no matter what they say,
no
matter what they say, because they'll try and tell you stuff like that.
Yeah, it's not true. It's
what
like,
you mean?
So a lot of arguments sometimes is like women be like, well, you ain't helped me around the house. I got to think about folding clothes. I got to think about washing this. I got to, think about this. So then
this stuff is on my mind.
Yeah. So then you get a man. So as a man,
they tell you it's a mental thing for me to get going.
You have thoughts and start thinking, I need to fold a basket of clothes if I want to get me.
Exactly. So now
I need to wash these dishes if I was going to get me a little. Then you wash the dishes and fold the clothes.
and then you still don't get
She over there sleep. Whole time you in the bed mad.
Hands pruny. Pruny hands. Ain't nothing.
Kitchen spotless. Kitchen spotless and you in the bed angry.
You in the bed hands mad. Hard. Just sitting there like this. Just
in the bed mad. And you like, man, I washed the clothes, I folded the clothes. Now you on the phone arguing with your boys in voice note. She told me if I washed the clothes, I was going to get some.
Look at that.
Have realistic expectations, bro. That basket of clothes is not gonna get it done any faster.
Not in the
bro.
moment. Maybe if it's a lifestyle.
Yeah,
maybe if it's a part.
Over time,
not like let me go fold these clothes.
Yeah,
that's not how you start the engine.
Because ultimately,
oh my God, that's funny.
Ultimately, what our marriages do, and I think it ebbs and flows. I believe at the very beginning, like there is a lot of that sexual tension that we are taking out on each other, and we are able to release.
I like how you explain it.
You know what I'm saying? Like there's a lot of sexual tension, and then as we progress, I think for men, our sexual tension still remains the same, but for women, our partners maybe not so much. And so what has to happen is there has to be another way to engage our significant others in the whole situation in order so that this sexual tension and the sexual release can continue to happen as we are in the relationship, and it causes us to go deeper. And I genuinely believe that is how God intended for us to be, is so that we can continuously be in community, be in harmony with one another, so that it's not just about sex. Because honestly, I just finished reading the book Ecclesiastes, and Song of Solomon being one of the smartest men ever, he says over time the grasshopper fades away. And when he's talking about the grasshopper, he's talking about our genitalia. It's not going to be the driving force of us, because after a while we lose that intimacy desire, that things of the nature. Hence the reason why they came out with what you call it, Blue Chew and things of that nature, because the desire is not as high as it used to be. And so I do believe that God intended for us not to be sexually in community with each other, but holistically in community with one another.
I tend to identify as a lion and not a grasshopper. So
I was just about to say, I wasn't going. I was about to be a little bit more nuanced. I was going to say like, I feel like. And not to negate what you're saying from a biblical standpoint, I can rock with that. I hear you. I feel like also too the reason why people be needing all those things is because one, men ain't taking care of their health, they ain't taking care of themselves.
That's true too.
Part of it. Outside of any larger factors.
Oh yeah, sure.
Outside of like any health factors, like you just can't. Some people just naturally, that's like ED is a thing in general for men.
Yeah.
But I'm just talking about like, I feel like over time, if you continue, like you got cats that could be fathering children at 70 and 80 years old.
That's true.
So I feel like just from a man's libido perspective, it's gonna be as long, especially you healthy, you in the gym,
you gonna
eating
be just
right,
fine.
you taking care of yourself, you gonna be ready to get it in.
I mean, yeah,
which is
true.
why you end up in these situations with all these cats at 60, 70 years old messing with these 20 and 25-year-olds
because they
that drive
perverts.
As
yes,
you get
I understand.
I would for the age difference maybe, but I'm just talking about their drive in general. I don't think it necessarily dips once you get over. I mean, naturally it's gonna dip. You're not gonna be the same person you were in your 40s that you were in your 20s. But I'm saying that men generally, I think, just have a longer tail for libido, for drive, for all those things, just based off of how we're structured. So and
some men are fortunate enough to be with women who have higher libidos than them,
right.
And then they're on the other end, like you want it too much, you asking for it too much, stuff like that. But for most of you fellas, it's gonna be the opposite. Okay, all right. Don't get your hopes up. All right, go into it. Glass half open, glass half full, half empty. This will probably be your experience. I know people love, and that's other part that frustrates me sometimes by having conversations. Everyone always wants to go to the exception. They try to find the exception to what is average. Yep. And there's outliers in every single stage of life.
100%.
The world is going to have people who are below average, is going to have people who are above average, but most of the world is going to be right there in the middle. So when we have these conversations, a lot of times people go to the
extreme
outliers.
What if she real freaky?
With terms of hope. No, that's not going to be the common experience. That's not going to be average. On average, y'all going to be working with a Rubik's Cube trying to figure out how to keep this situation alive while you're going through these seasons of change and everything else that's taking place. So having that constant expectation that they're going to be responding the way that you respond, they're going to receive the way that you receive, it's just not going to be your experience. So
I really think of it like, if there's an analogy I could make, I feel like it's almost like a video game where you got these different levels, and it's like, especially if you talk about playing something on story mode or something like that, it's like the levels get harder and harder as you get to like the quote unquote final boss or whatever. Yeah. And granted, there ain't really no final boss if you talk about just being the marriage. You're going to continue the final boss, or the goal is to have a healthy and productive household for you and for others and all that kind of stuff. But I feel like it's like one of those things where it's like, okay, you may be on this level, and it's like on the last level, it was like the trap door was over here, and that's how you got to it to get to the what's name to get you to the end of the level. But now it's like you might not even be looking for a trap door this go around. Yeah. You might be doing something else that's supposed to be, you know what I'm saying? That's supposed to be helping you get that unlock that you're looking for. And the more you can, to the point of what we were talking about earlier, the more you can be in communication with your partner, the more that you can learn how the rules are changing, learn how the game is changing, learn how things are being different in the various seasons or at the different levels of your relationship, the better off you're going to be by knowing that this is not going to be the same.
Now, listen, we want to appreciate you all for rocking with the Manly D's podcast. It's your boy Troy, Melly Mel, Dave Has Wings, and we out.
We out.